Good morning, everyone. How was the week? Actually, last night we had two local events. Yeah, one is soup and costume contest, and another one is a Filipino fundraising, dinner event. How was there? How was the Stella? That Filipino. Oh, I see. How was his speech? Very good. Someone is laughing. What does it mean? Yeah, actually, our Chris' speech is very good, right? Yeah, I like him very much. How was the soup contest and costume? Very good. Well, today my sermon title is Peace Project. Is it correct? Project. Yeah, Laila corrected me. Project, not project. Yeah, it's very hard for me to, you know, so not, I missed again, not project, not project. It's totally different meaning. And please, project, project. Yeah. Thank you, Laila. Yeah, it's Korean is very hard, but L and R is very difficult. Also B and V, P and F is very hard. We don't have that kind of sound, Uh, from God's point of view, every human being that works this earth is his child. This is the reason why God desires for us to spread the good news to that true parents have come to on earth. Our movement is becoming more and more established. Most of us here today come to church and volunteer in our spare time. But how many of us can actually say that we work 24/7 for the providence? This is our current reality. Let's think for a moment about what happens when someone works 24/7 towards their focus. In Steve Jobs' autobiography, it describes how he worked day and night like madmen to create the Apple computer in a short amount of time. He was able to succeed because he completely focused and dedicated to that one vision with the desire to make a beautiful and easy to use computer for the world to use. He went all in to make it a reality, and that is how he succeeded. Likewise, we need to start moving like crazy for our peace starts with me project. We can't think of it as an obligation, but rather it needs to become our passion. You might think, what do I need to do in order to be passionate and also have fun? When we are having fun, even if people around us tell us to stop, we still continue, right? So, where do we find this energy? This is something we should all think about. Last month, when Teresa Russell visited our home, she asked us, first question, what activity makes you feel the happiest? Wow, her question was so strong. I answered that immediately. I am the happiest when I am preparing my sermon for the month. Of course, I also feel nervous, conflicted, and tense, but when my sermon is complete, the joy I feel indescribable. My wife answered that she feels the happiest when she is chatting with other people while eating delicious food. That is my wife's favorite. She really likes delicious food. Also talking with some other people, right? We all need to have something we enjoy, doing something we are crazy about. What does True Mother always ask of us? She doesn't tell us to study hard to become an artist or a politician, but instead always emphasizes to witness for our tribe and for the world. And she says we must do this while she's still with us on earth. However, what is our reality? Because we do not know the true taste of witnessing, we feel burdened whenever we hear the words, and because we are not doing what God desires, no matter how much we are contributing overall, we can't help but feeling guilty. For the first generation who lived the majority of their life serving through parents, God gave us the responsibility to restore our tribe because the external conditions to establish God's kingdom on earth has not been established yet. We are all given this difficult mission. A few months ago, I had received some very surprising news. In order to be liberated from this difficult task, Dr. Kyun Kim, with the help of his wife, went to Korea and completed a blessing for 430 couples in one go. When I heard this, it became clear to me if we aren't able to complete the task of restoring our tribe, it would be difficult to enter the gates to heaven despite our efforts in other activities. No matter how hard we volunteer for our movement, if we do not restore our tribe, we cannot avoid the feeling of guilt Some of us may think that because we attend every meeting and the Sunday service, we are at least B grade students. Others have no interest spiritual school in spiritual school, so they don't attend service at all. From the point of view of God, the student who receives a full scholarship to spiritual university is the one who fulfills his tribal messiahship, and the other students will not get acknowledged. In order to be united with true parents, we must complete our tribal messiahship mission. So, through the church leaders, Mother has instructed us to complete this by December. The 430 couples blessing is the third stage. She urged us to just take 10% of that number, 43 couples in total, through the 7-step process to become members of our movement. Among those who completed their tribal messiahship, there are some who just gave the blessing on the streets and others who continue to invite the people into their homes to give the continual guidance. Witnessing can be easy or difficult depending on the person. Right, Sumiko-san? How about you? How about you? You are easy, right? Not difficult. Oh, wow. Already there is a visible gap between those working hard towards their mission and those who are not. We may think we are already doing a lot, but in reality, there is so much more we can do. True parents have preached that when we complete our tribal messiahship, difficult problems in our families will slowly be resolved. They said, you do not need to worry about the difficult problems in the world. You do not need to become a doctor or a social worker to solve them. When you complete your tribal messiahship, peace will follow. With that in mind, we must set out to reach our goal of 430 families, but most importantly, we must focus on witnessing to our tribe and our ancestors. Before your tribe enters the spirit world, you must introduce them to the truth, so when they get there, they will feel, oh, this is what my child was talking about. They need to at least hear it before they pass away. Of course, our ancestors can attend workshops in the spirit world, but it is better if they hear it while they are alive. The priority in God's providence of history is witnessing. Even if we become a successful politician, God will say, you are doing well, so tell me, in that position, how many people were you able to bless? there is inevitably a difference between those who enjoy witnessing and those who feel that is burdensome. Not too long ago, Nathan and the senior pastor visited Walmart for witnessing, and afterwards, Nathan mentioned that it was more fun than he had initially thought. It is so important that we have fun while witnessing. The senior pastor couple are two people who feel happy to be able to share the blessing with others and help them lead a new life through education. It's not too late to seriously think about our mission and run as hard as we can towards our end goal. Let's consider the NC Star Revelation and the blessing in Chicago as a precious opportunity to unite our spiritual and physical witnessing activities in order to bring total victory upon heaven and earth. In order to make it fun and exciting, we can start at small steps. It is more productive to invite those who are already a part of your lives to live to your homes compared to talking to someone randomly on the street. We can start and branch out to places like Walmart or UPF, ACLC, WFWP, and our home. There is more than one way to do it. One this is for certain though, and that is that this is something we cannot ignore. Last month's sermon title was Uniting with God and the True Parents starts with ourselves. One way in which we can truly unite with God and true parents is through witnessing. It is impossible to know the heart of true parents if we do not witness. However, we all know the witnessing is not easy. Like Sumiko-san, we need to have the power to persevere through any obstacle in order to experience success in witnessing. In the process, people may get offended and distant, but if we are able to withstand this, we can shed our fallen nature. Even though we may not feel confident enough to go out in the streets like crazy to witness, we should start. Even if the start is slow, start by inviting people you know to your homes for delicious meals. Next, you can start introducing more simple topics like the blessing, holy wine ceremony, and so on. One families become two, and if we make it a goal to invite 3 by the end of this year, the road towards our goal will open. You know how once you become hooked on something, you cannot sleep because you keep wanting to do that thing. Well, what will happen once you start to bless one family at a time, that is what should happen. I personally think that instead of worrying about how many members attend the service, church leaders should focus on supporting fellow brothers and sisters to set their goals high and pour their energy into this mission. And the best way we should do this is leading by example. We must reflect on what we should do to live a life without shadows. When we truly reflect, there is no way we can continue living guilt from free without doing 훈독해 and connecting with God. Currently, Trumada's biggest concern is how to bring blessed families to the eternal world so they can live happily. I think that instead of focusing on restoring our ancestors and tribes, many of us invested our time into things we were comfortable with. When I think about ancestor liberation, blessing, and tribal messiahship, I have a lot of conflicting feelings. At the time, I'm not confident that I will be able to be as active as the senior pastor couple, or that I will do it, but with a resentful heart. Or even worse, I might lose interest and give up entirely. However, one thing I am certain about is that this is the mission impossible that true parents bestowed upon us to complete. If we start now, it is still not too late. It might take longer than expected, but we can find productive ways to do it. If we work hard towards liberating our ancestors, blessing our tribe on earth, I am certain you will be able to experience God's blessing for you and your family directly. When we invited Teresa and Neil to our homes last month, my wife was a little worried about, because she heard that they followed a vegan diet. But afterwards, she commented that preparing all plant-based dishes was much easier than cooking meat, and the new experience was fun for her. Likewise, inviting new guests into your homes to feed them good physical and spiritual foods should be a new and exciting challenge. It might also be a lot easier than you think. So I encourage all of you, our brothers and sisters, to clean your hearts and your homes so that you can start to invite new people into the heart of God. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Parent, thank you for this beautiful Sunday. All of us here are so lucky to have met true parents, and to know that you are our eternal parent. There are so many people in the world who are unaware of your heart and the great news that true parents have come. And it is our blessing to already know this. I pray that you can give us the courage, the excitement, and the love to share this blessing with our tribe, our nation, and the world. And that each of us can support one another in this important mission to unite the world. In true parents' names, our names, Amen and Aju. 네, thank you very